Hello, Hotel Goddess here. This is an early morning video. As you can see, I'm in my robe, which is a robe I got from a hotel, by the way. And today I want to share with you some things that I figured out how to do myself or to do in another way that have saved me a tremendous amount of money and made luxury travel much more doable, either for cheap or for free. Now, some of these things are things that you might not even do. I'm coming to you as a person who's traveled a lot and really likes nice places and is pretty fussy, pretty picky. Gone are the days when I just loved a boutique hotel. Those days are gone. I like consistency and beautiful sheets and great light blocking curtains and quiet, serene rooms. And I care a lot about the hotel. I care a lot about who's at the hotel, because hotels are sort of magnetic and they will select their crowd. So I'm going to tell you how to go to great hotels and do more of that by saving some money in ways you didn't even know you could save. Ways that a person like myself, who maybe you could consider is a little high maintenance, is able to do it. So the first thing I'm going to put on my list is something that's going to be for both men and women, because I know a lot of guys watch this channel, even though I always expect it'll be more women. But anyway, it's dental stuff. So did I say I don't get dental stuff done? No. Very important to take care of your teeth. But some ways that you can definitely save a ton of money are: you can bleach your own teeth. I actually have friends from the UK, and when they come to the United States, they buy all our teeth bleaching stuff because it's so much less here than it is there, and we have stronger stuff than they have in, say, London or whatever. So you don't need, I worked in a dentist, so I know this, you don't need to go to the dentist's office and have them do Zoom or something like that to get your teeth bleached. You can bleach them at home. Crest white strips will work. You can do it. That's one. Number two, dental work. So if you need crowns, veneers, anything like that, cavities filled, old cavities taken out, because you know, if you have like what I had as a kid, I don't know if anyone still has these, but I hope they don't even do these anymore, but the metal fillings, they have mercury in them. Mercury, not so good, makes you sick, go crazy, whatever. I don't know, it's not good. So if you have any mercury fillings, you need to get them taken out, and they can put resin in, or they can put like, I don't know, I think there's more than one material that are healthy for your teeth. If you have teeth, like I had some molars that had large fillings in them, and I was able to get, I guess you would call them crowns, to build up the entire tooth to make my smile, my bite more correct. And I really should have had braces as a kid, but I was one of those kids that had teeth that really looked straight. So my parents were like, oh, she doesn't need braces, but I did need braces. They just didn't know, because they looked good, but the bite was not right. So I've spent a fortune in trying to correct all these things, but would I have spent a fortune if I know what I knew? If I knew what I know now. Should you spend a fortune? No. You should do travel dentistry. You should go to Mexico. If you need veneers, let me tell you my veneer story real quick. So the first veneers I had from a reputable dentist in Atlanta, and she ordered these veneers. I don't even know why I got veneers. It was stupid. I should have just left my own teeth alone and done a little bonding on them, called it a day. But I didn't. And I wanted veneers. Everyone had them. She gave me these humongous square teeth, which if you look in Atlanta in particular, and I'm sure in plenty of other cities, you see there's these people with teeth that are evenly shaped squares and their whole mouth is full. It's like a shark's mouth full of teeth. There's no negative space on the sides at all. Just these big bulky teeth in there, and it's like their teeth are overtaking their whole face, their lips, everything. It's just, it looks weird, especially on women. But even on men, it can look kind of like denture-ish. So I had these big white squares and I hated them, and I told her to take them off, and she was like, okay, we'll have a different lab do them and they'll make them more to your, what I wanted. What I wanted was curvy feminine teeth. That's what I really wanted. My natural teeth were pretty, but my two front teeth were a little rabbity, which was cute, and people do that on purpose all the time now, but I wanted this like curvy look, kind of like Scarlett Johansson. She has excellent feminine teeth. Jessica Biel has excellent feminine teeth. They're not too big and they're curvy. The surface is curved. Can you tell that I'm an artist and I look at things in a very particular way? Probably so. So if you're a man, you want more square teeth. If you're a woman, you want more curved teeth. It's just a thing. And a general rule, but rules are meant to be broken. So my next set, they're more curvy, but they're not attached to my teeth correctly. So I'm doing speaking engagements and my front tooth is popping off, and I'm having to hold it in my mouth, run to the bathroom, glue it back on, because at this point I'm carrying around glue with me, and get it back. So then that problem is fixed in the next set. I still don't love the shape, but everything's kind of staying on, and I go and I get a surgery, which I should have never done, which is liposuction. Painful, leaves things less symmetrical than they were. You get swollen for a year. It's not just expensive, painful, but it's just the worst thing I've ever done. And I try to tell everyone who's thinking of doing it, don't do it. Unless you have some weird lump on your thigh that's just one spot, or you're a guy and you have those two chunks on the back of your back, those love handle things. It works really good for those love handle things. It doesn't create any lumps there or anything weird, because that's pretty thick skin. If you're a guy with the love handles, yeah, take them off. But don't do it in the United States. Do it someplace else. It'll be way less and you'll get the same results or better. So I get this done, and my waist, because I wanted my waist to be smaller, and it was a dumb move, because when I woke up from that surgery, my front veneer was off, and the hospital wanted to pay for only one veneer to be replaced. One veneer in Atlanta is $2,000 and up. So I knew enough about veneers to know that you cannot do just one tooth in the front. How many people do you know that have that one bright white tooth or that one dark tooth next to it, and it looks terrible? You see it in every picture. I don't know why anyone does only one tooth when you always have to do two. You have to do two. 2, 4, 6, I think can work maybe. I think 8 doesn't work. One of those doesn't work. And 10 is really probably the best for most people. If you have a really wide smile, you might need even more than that. So I start looking into dental tourism, traveling for dentistry. And I find out that everyone's going to Costa Rica. Is a great place to go. I personally don't love Costa Rica, because it's like, it's okay. It's kind of, it's a poor man's Hawaii, right? It's, the beaches are more, they have the dirt, silty kind of, they don't have that white powdery sand that's so nice. They have sort of trees growing up through this sort of, I don't know, it's a different gray kind of sand, more muddy feeling. So it's beautiful, but it's not nice to the feet to touch, and I don't love it there. Nor do I like the food because it's very bland. You have to bring a bottle of hot sauce, keep it in your purse if you want any flavor. But guess what? I love Mexico, love it. So I'm looking at places I already go, and Mexico is a 2-hour flight, and I find a dentist named Cusi Dentistry in Playa Car, Koosie, Dr. Alejandra. And she's this well-trained woman who's trained by the best guy in Cancun, who charges the most in Cancun too, which is still so much less than anything in the United States. And I see that her work is incredible, which is her lab is making these teeth that look real. They don't look square and flat. They have, what word would we use? An individualized, natural look. They're a little sheer at the bottom. They might have some ridges in them. They're perfect. So I go and I meet her, and instead of getting my one tooth done, I get all 10 done. And it was a wonderful experience. It takes about a week of being there, but still, instead of having mismatched front teeth, I have the best veneers I've ever had, and also better than the ones I see. And I see people with veneers many, many times a week because of the industry I'm in. And people are always like, oh, my veneer popped off again. And I'm like, oh, that was happening to me too. My veneers were always popping off, problem, bite not right, problem. Why? When you can just go to a wonderful place like Mexico with sandy, gorgeous beaches and beautiful people and amazing food that you don't need to bring your own hot sauce for, and you can get your teeth done for 70% less. The dentists down there, when you go into a dental office, you'll see that they're filled with Americans and Canadians getting dental work. And and people from the UK. Everyone's getting dental work. So, way number one to save money on travel, and you can actually make a dental trip a vacation too, because you'll spend your first day in the chair all day if you're getting veneers or something, and that won't be fun, I'm not gonna lie. Bring your own Valium because they won't give you any. And the second day, you'll feel kind of after sitting in the chair all day the first day, but okay enough to go to maybe the beach or the pool. And then you'll wait for your teeth to be made with temporaries on, and you'll be on vacation in a gorgeous place doing fun things. You'll go get your teeth on, easy, that day's pretty easy. And then the next day, you want to stay there to make sure that everything's feeling right, your bite is right, and everything looks right, feels right. And then if it's all good, you leave. And you've come out so far ahead. It is insane. I wouldn't recommend liposuction because I just think, as I said, unless you're a man with love handles, or I suppose a woman with love handles, or if you're a person who has just one chunk of fat in one weird place, but not on your stomach, because stomach skin doesn't snap back that easily unless you're like 18 or something. So I would just say, even that, most kinds of more simple plastic surgery, Mexico. If you were gonna get major plastic surgery, a lot of people do it in Southeast Asia, but I've also heard and seen horror stories from people who went there. The place to go for that is Turkey. And Turkey is an incredible country right on the edge of Asia and Europe. So it's kind of like a Muslim light culture, you know? It's very, you feel like you have your freedoms there. You're not worried about what you wear when you're there, although it's still fun to, I don't know, alter your wardrobe a little bit just because it's kind of fun, but it's not like you have to. You're safe, it's cool, everything's good. Hotels are gorgeous and affordable in Istanbul. Get one definitely on the Bosphorus River so you can see that view, because it is all about the view. And that's where they do the best. If you need hair transplants, if you're a guy, I know a lot of guys who've had hair transplants, and yeah, it looks really good, but it's, I don't know, 25, 30,000 to get hair transplants in the United States. It's about 70% or more less in Turkey, and they're masters of it. So when you're over there, you see guys everywhere who are getting veneers actually. So you could just get your veneers there while you're getting hair transplants if you're doing both or that. They're great with noses, amazing with noses. They can take serious noses that are overwhelming to the face and make them beautiful. Thankfully, I don't need a nose job, in my opinion. At least in my opinion, I don't. But if I did, I would certainly go to Turkey. If I needed hair transplants, I would certainly go to Turkey. If I needed body work, plastic surgery, I would go to Turkey. If I needed facial work, Turkey. So Turkey is a perfect place where you can save a lot of money and make a trip out of it and get the best care. And the doctors that do, I don't know, I've seen people get facial work in Turkey that might have been $25,000, which sounds like a lot, and it is, but that's what the average doctor charges in Atlanta, and the quality that they're getting scarless. In 7 days, they look completely normal. So they're advanced in Turkey. They're much more advanced than where I live in Atlanta. And they're charging $25 for somebody who would be like what you would get out in Beverly Hills for $100 to $150. That's the level you're getting in Turkey for 25 grand. So if you're not too picky and you just want a little tiny bit done, you know, it'll be very affordable. It makes no sense to get that stuff done in the United States. 0 cents. Okay, so that's some ways. I know that not everyone thinks that you should alter your appearance. And if you don't think you should alter your appearance, then you shouldn't. You have to follow your heart for that. Follow your heart. I see it as this body is a car I'm driving in this life. And if I want to, you know, have it detailed, if I want to change the paint color, if I want to get new wheels, I feel like, why not? And if you think about it, anyone who gets surgery on their eyes so they don't have to wear glasses, which I would totally do, and anyone who gets braces, I mean, you're altering something right there. So where's the line drawn? Anyone who colors your hair, you're altering something right there. If you're completely natural, yay for you, yay for you. But there's also people who are completely natural and then they spend all this time putting makeup on every day. And I think that, you know, in a weird way, good skincare, which I'll get to next, and that sort of thing, like doing the little tweaks where you just wake up looking good if you need to, is actually, can be more low maintenance because you don't have to really do anything in the morning. You don't have to change your face with makeup as if you're, I mean, I've just seen all these videos where people are doing so much makeup and they're changing the shape of their face, but then you don't really look like that when the makeup comes off, right? So it seems like, and makeup is expensive, by the way, so kind of a waste of money to do something that you have to do every day when you could just do something that's really you from then on. I don't know, my opinion. Okay, so that takes me to face care stuff, and what I've learned to do myself is Botox. Botox is it's a toxin that's injected into your muscles. It was created by, I think people used it for people who had sort of twitching muscles that were a problem. So physical therapists might use it in a therapeutic way. It wasn't really created for beauty. And it's interesting that botulism there was a silver lining to that black cloud, which is Botox. So Botox is something that you can inject, and what most people use it for is their forehead. It's usually here, if there's lines here, worry lines, or maybe here. That's where most people use Botox for. And Botox adds up. Botox is expensive. And men use it, women use it. When men use it, make sure you go to a guy or someone who knows how to make a man's face look right, or you'll be one of those men with eyebrows up here like a woman, because a woman does you and she only knows how to do women's faces. Bad. But it's something you can learn to do yourself. And when you go get Botox, usually you're just gonna probably address maybe these two lines right here, you know, and that's a very common place to get those worry. And especially if you need glasses and you're not wearing them, you're gonna scowl a lot and you'll get those lines. I was starting to get those lines at 28, and that was the first time I went and I had Botox there, and I had like a drop of filler in the line, and the lines have never come back for me. I've continued to get Botox as needed, but I'm saying the lines are gone. It never, so I was glad I did that. And I have no idea what I've spent on Botox over the years, but at first you're doing here, and it's pretty cheap. And then you start getting to where you need to do here because you're getting those lines. Then you're starting to need to do here. And I think that doing here can sort of cause the other muscles to overwork, and you'll get more lines there than you would have. So the really correct way to do Botox is also the expensive way, sadly, right? It's to do a very small amount where you still have movement, but to do it all over this area and here. Why? Because there's a frown muscle, and you see these people who look like they're really permanently frowning, that muscle is pulling down. So it's a very tiny amount of Botox just there and there that can make your lips go straight across instead of frowning. Very important, because if all this is great and this is a big frown, what good is that, right? And then there are muscles in the neck that can sort of pull down, platysmal bands. Those are a great place to Botox. Some people Botox here and here to like make their jaw more tight. It's kind of like, if you need it, do it. If you don't. But my point is to lightly do your entire face, if you were to do it every 3 months, because it's so many areas, would be like, say, $2,000, right? Now, how much travel is that? How many great hotel nights is that, right? Do you want to spend that much on your face when you can easily look up some videos? They were all over YouTube, but they've been taken down for some reason, except for a few people, but not my favorite people actually have stayed up. So a lot of the people that I really did like are on Rumble now. Sassy Skin, DIY Sassy Skin, I like her. There's, some of them are like, if they're trying to get you to pay, like go onto their thing and pay some membership, keep looking. You can find all this information for free. Like most things on the internet, you can find it for free. If you want to pay because you want to support them and you think of it like as a donation, I think that's nice and sweet, and I do that sometimes. But you can get all the information about traveling for cheap, credit cards, doing your own Botox, free. So I have ordered my own Botox it's all from Korea that you get this stuff, and their, I guess it's FDA sort of thing, is better than ours in the United States. They're more strict. So their products are wonderful. There's not just, in the United States, if you say Botox, people are like, oh, I've had Botox, Dysport, Xeomin, they know like 3 or 4 names of brands, right? This one's supposed to last longer, blah, blah. Well, there's actually like, I don't know, on one website you might find 20 brands of toxin. So you can find ones that are pre-mixed, ones that you mix yourself, and then you can find the directions. I'm not here to teach you how to do things. I'm just here to tell you that you can find the information. And you can find that information, and you can certainly save up for some really luxurious vacations by doing your own Botox. Not to mention, it'll look better than it's ever looked before. Mine looks better than anyone else has ever done it for me. And it's really simple to do. And there were certain places that they would never get, like wrinkles over here that they would never get. And I found that sassy woman, DIY Sassy Skin, she's like, oh, the wrinkle there, you just do one more little shot there, boom, fixed. This part no one ever offered to do on me, and thank God I figured that out. Chin is a good place to do if you have any sort of like pulling up there, or any sort of, I don't know, it's easy to get sort of muscles that pull in this chin area. So anyway, lightly smoothing the entire face is the way to go, and you can do that yourself for a bottle of Botox that would do all the areas, might be $60, maybe $100. You'll need some insulin syringes to do it, and you just watch, you try, and when there's a will, there's a way with that. Now, another thing that you can do yourself is peels. Peels are super simple and easy. I don't really do peels because I'm a sun worshiper. I do not wear sunblock or sunscreen either. Why? I don't really believe in it, never have. I want the sun on my skin. In fact, I feel kind of pale now. And in fact, I've used peptides, injectable peptides, to make myself more tan and not get a burn when I'm in the sun, so I can stay in the sun all day without burning. So peels you can do yourself. Nails, I think you can do your own nails for the most part. You need a pedicure now and then, but like not every time. So that's a way to definitely save money. Peptides, like I said, you can buy peptides online from compounding pharmacies. So a lot of people use peptides for weight loss, for healing, for muscle growth, better eyesight. There's peptide for everything. This is something that you can pay thousands of dollars to get, or you can look it up and figure it out yourself. You can educate yourself on peptides and do it yourself. Very easy. I highly recommend peptides for the ones that do growth hormone, especially for men, because you see a lot of men that don't have the musculature and they're working out, but they're not getting more muscular. Why? Because they either need testosterone or they need peptides. Now, testosterone, I don't know if that's a thing you can do yourself or not. I would like to know. So if you know of a way of doing that, DIY, please let me know. But 80% of people are low in it. Did you know that the average guy now has 50% of the testosterone in his body that his grandfather had? Yeah. That's why men were more muscular back then, also maybe more hairy, I think, and just deeper voices and, calmer, less whiny. Didn't want to talk to you, have talks all the time. Oh my gosh. Anyway, things you can do yourself. So another way, let's see. Another thing that I have learned to do for my own face that I could have been spending a lot on is PDO threads. PDO threads are for lifting the skin, making the skin thicker, and making the skin tighter. So when I first learned about them, they're also called sugar threads, and men or women can use them. They rejuvenate the skin, they cause collagen to build, and they're tiny. A thread might be like the size of a hair, and it's a dissolvable suture. It's on sort of a skinny little needle, and say you wanted to lift like here, like see I have this. If I wanted to lift that, I could put threads right here, and I could do like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and it would create sort of a matrix, like a hashtag of them, and it would lift right there. Just as they tightened and grew collagen, it would pull that up a little, and then they just dissolve in your own collagens there. So it's like, if you don't want to ever get any filler, which I understand if you wouldn't, because filler really, it's great if you have a skinny face and you need it for that reason, but for a lot of people it just makes them look like they have a fat face if they do filler. So threads don't do that. Threads just tighten your skin, thicken your skin, and they are something that you need to continue to do, but the improvement will continue too. And the reason you have to continue to do them is because you're losing collagen, and so you want to replace it. So it's kind of like you're running up an escalator is going down, and you're running up this escalator with things like microneedling, dermaneedling, dermapen, derma rolling, and the PDO threads. The PDO threads are very, very, very effective. The first time I went and got threads, I got 4 threads. And the ones I got were, I think they were 200 per thread. And these had little cogs on them, which is not a beginner thread. It's a little more of an advanced thread, so you'd want to start with just like mono threads. You can find videos for all of this, DIY PDO threads. Search it on Rumble, and like I said, don't pay anyone to learn. Just keep looking till you find someone doing it, or a few people doing it, and you'll learn. Practice on your knee, someplace you can see and control. And once you get past that, you can do it yourself. So she did a thread here, a thread here, a thread here, a thread here. And she didn't even do that good of a job, because I could kind of see this, like it was sort of towards the surface of my skin. She didn't go in the right direction, or in the right depth of my skin. Anyway, I could not believe it. And then I was like, I can do this myself. Started doing it. You can like definitely make this tighter. You can do this tighter. You can lift up your eyebrows a little. It's basically like keeping your skin where it is, keeping it thick and healthy by making it form that collagen. I did on my sister 100 threads, all tiny mono threads, but on her whole face. She looked incredible. It looked like her face was shrink wrapped. It just looked like refreshed. She didn't really keep up with it. I think that if you do that, if she had gone and had that done, 100 threads in her face, I know a lot of people have paid for it. It would have been, I don't know, 1,000 at least, maybe 2. And really, the amount we paid for those threads was like a little over 100, 120, something like that. And it was an amazing result. If she did it again in a few months to tweak it, and then again a few months after that, then after that once a year she could do it, and it would just be wonderful. I don't think she has, because, you know, DIY stuff is not for everyone, but it's definitely for people who like to do their maintenance and would rather spend their money on luxury travel than on things they can do themselves. So if you're watching my channel, you probably like luxury travel, and I'm gonna guess that you're maybe what people would think of as high maintenance, which I consider low maintenance as well. So we have the things that you can save money on. Dental, anything cosmetic, PDO threads. Oh, another one, skin boosters. Skin boosters are, so you can buy this expensive lotion, right? And you're putting it on top of your skin. What is it doing? Not much. You may as well just use, I don't know, people get good results using Nivea or Vaseline on their skin. You're just creating a barrier and locking moisture in when you do that, right? There's vitamins, this, that, and the other cream. I've never seen anyone, honestly, when they're like, I'm using this new cream, don't I look good? No, you look the same. What have I noticed when people have done? Skin boosters. Skin boosters, it's not like fillers where it changes the shape of your face, but it's as you get older and you're losing that moisture and collagen, skin boosters go down into the dermis, and it's kind of like if you have a garden and you want to aerate that garden and put the fertilizer down in those holes. It's much better than putting it right on top of the ground, right? It's the same thing with your skin. So you can buy a derma pen to put the skin boosters in, which is like a pen that has a little head that with acupuncture needles that sort of like tap, 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 tap to create tiny, tiny microscopic holes so it goes down in. That works. It's good. It's not as good as the way I do it, which is with a mesotherapy needle. And it's a tiny needle. You can't even see it go in, about 4 millimeters long. Look up anyone doing skin boosters. And skin boosters is something that if you go get it done, it might be called glass skin. Glass skin is a common way of saying skin boosters. It might be, again, $2,000 to do your face, and you really should do it about 5 times. So, and then keep up with it after that. So, skin boosters, when you buy the actual products, there's tons of them, tons. Silatox, Miracle H, there's tons. If you watch any of these videos, they'll always tell you which products they're using and where to get them. So, how much have I saved by doing my own skin boosters? And it makes your skin look like there are no fine lines. There are no fine lines. If you look close, there are no fine lines. A lot of people have a lot of fine lines here. I don't know how. I don't have it with all the Starbucks iced coffee I was drinking. Oh, just reminded myself of my iced coffee. Oh my God, I love iced coffee. Anyway, all that Starbucks, I didn't get those lines. Maybe the Italian in me, I don't know. Thank God. But I've still put a lot of threads there just because I want to ward against it. Tiny threads, mono threads. And I've also done skin boosters. And the skin boosters, when you do your whole face, it's like putting a little blob of something that's hydrating and feeding your skin down in there, and then it spreads out under your skin. And it is incredible. If you really want like a glow, it's incredible. I need to do it again soon. But the improvement I've seen in my skin from doing skin boosters is amazing. Another thing that really improves your skin is don't drink any alcohol. I know no one wants to hear that, but the truth is that especially past a certain age, let's call it 30. I mean, you start losing collagen at 20, but at 30, people who drink more don't look as good, and people who stop drinking look dramatically better, and it's way better for their hormones. It's way better for your social life because you can tell if you really like people or not. Anyway, that could be a way to save a lot of money for travel too, right? Don't spend so much on alcohol and instead spend it on luxury hotels. Okay, so I'm planning a trip to on a luxury vacation right now, and my goal is to make it cheaper free. I'm going to Kauai, and I'm going to do another video on how that's going, how that's working out. But what I've just told you is how to save money, dental, cosmetic stuff, peptides, all skin treatments, and oh, another thing is you can buy a gown to go to an event from a store for $1,000 or $400 or $500, or you can probably find it on eBay for under $100. Yeah, it's true. So think about those purchases that are just going to be like a one-time thing, and then think about the value of an experience of traveling somewhere and being in a luxury hotel and being around the crowd that you enjoy, the environment that you enjoy, how great it feels. And when you think about that, what's more important? I mean, a dress that you're gonna wear once or maybe twice. I like to just have my gowns like already ready to go for any event, and I'll wear one that I already have. If I have to buy a new one, I'm super frugal about that stuff. Guys, with the tux, it does make more sense to have a tux made for you. And if you're going to Southeast Asia, you can get a tux made for almost nothing, and you'll have it for the rest of your life, and you'll have something that fits you perfectly, beautifully, and you'll never have to rent one again. So that's a way to save money too, and something that you can do while traveling. So I hope this helped. I hope that I inspired you in ways that you can do all your maintenance and look fabulous and feel fabulous without spending a lot on things that are quite overpriced. There's no need to. So take care. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I appreciate if you hit like and subscribe, and tell me what you're interested in too. Tell me what do you want to hear more of, and what do you want to hear less of? Do you want to hear less of me talking about beauty stuff? I might need to start a channel about that because I know a lot. Oh well. But I want to get your feedback, so I do care. Thanks for watching, and stay safe, smile a lot, smile at strangers, and travel soon.